welcome Chief Commercial Officer for ServiceNow, Paul Smith.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. And wow, we finally did it. In person, live in Las Vegas, all together at Knowledge 2022. And doesn't it feel amazing to be doing this again? So I joined ServiceNow a little under 2 years ago. So this is actually my very first live Knowledge experience. And it is such a pleasure and a privilege to be here sharing that with all of you. And on behalf of everyone at ServiceNow, I just want to say a massive thank you for being here, for choosing to spend these 2 days with us. You're amazing. We have the best customers on the planet, bar none. Thank you for being here. And now because we're live, we have a packed 2 days ahead, that's for sure, but because we're live, there will be no talking on mute. There will be no hiding off camera, checking your email. And for me personally, I might actually get through an entire presentation without one of my 2 daughters coming in, bursting in, demanding immediate iPad tech support. Daddy, it's ran out of battery, what do I do? Well, maybe plug it in, I don't know. And I actually hope they're watching today and saw that. But anyway, it's just all of us here together, collaborating and sharing, and that is what Knowledge is all about, right? It is about how can we all come together, learn, inspire each other, and most importantly, just connect as this incredible community. Because let's face it, every single person in this room has had a ringside seat to some of the most profound changes there have ever been in terms of how work gets done and the world in general. I can pretty much guarantee that every single person in this room is wrestling in some way with hybrid work. How do we keep our employees productive and safe? And how do we automate and make our businesses more efficient than they've ever been before? And how do we continue to deliver effortless, frictionless customer experiences? So we've got a lot to talk about at this Knowledge event. CJ is going to be on stage shortly. He is going to try and cram 2.5 years of product innovation into his 20-minute slot. That is going to be epic. You're going to hear from 3 incredible organizations and some of their executives on how they are, some of the business problems they are wrestling with, and how they are innovating around that using ServiceNow. So we've got a lot to cover. We need to get this show properly started, and I cannot wait to bring on our next speaker, who needs very little introduction, our CEO, Bill McDermott. He has been waiting 2.5 years to be on this stage and join all of you. So there's going to be some phenomenal insight, and expect a lot of energy. So to set the scene, I am really excited to share our new TV ad featuring our new brand. We love it. I hope you all do too. And just thank you again for being the most incredible customer community on the planet. Thank you. Thank you very much. Look forward to spending time with you over the next few days.
Okay, season 6. Oh, this will take forever. Or not. Do I just focus on when things don't work and not appreciate when they do? So whatever is at work to pull all this off, it's working. As are those earrings. Even work works.
I just booked this parking spot,
This desk.
and this conference room. I'm filing status reports on an app that I made. I'm not even a coder, and it works. I like your bag. Real-time ticket upgrade?
Meaning I get to meet my childhood idol?
That works.
I named my dog Joey Fatone.
CO2 levels.
Okay, May. All this technology is helping the world work, so you can focus on making the world work better. So I say let's work. Or I think that's what we're both saying.
When your digital solutions work, the world works. That's why the world works with ServiceNow.
Hey, what's good, Your Highness?
Please welcome Chief Executive Officer for ServiceNow, Bill McDermott.
Let's go! Welcome to Knowledge. How y'all doing? I don't know. I can't hear you. Are you okay? Come on, we're in Nevada, Las Vegas. Let's go. We got a great show for you. Thank you for being here. Nick, I like your shirt.
Hold on. We got to do better than that. So
Hey, wait a minute. I never get to formally tell anybody about you, and I'm going to do it today.
No, don't do it now.
I insist. This Chief Strategy and Corporate Affairs Officer has been running and gunning with me for over a decade. An honor to share the stage with Mr. Nick Zitzen. Nick, give it up. Let's go.
Thank you. That's very kind. That explains the gray hair at my young age, but we are the official NBA workflow partner. Did you know?
Yes, we are.
I wonder, are there any Dallas Maverick fans in the house? Doesn't sound like it very, but there's some. How about the Golden State Warriors? How about the Miami Heat? No, perfect. And the Boston Celtics, let's go!
I hear the Celtics have a better ceiling in the stadium than Dallas. I don't know if that means much.
Listen, the Mavericks can't be, they're down 3-1, let's give them a break. Look, we're going to have some fun today. I feel like the energy's good, but we also have to take a bit of a roller coaster, Bill, and maybe we should just for this, if we could bring down the branding. I think there's a little bit of exhaustion. We'll just take it all down. And 2 weeks ago in The Hague at Knowledge, we talked about the war in Ukraine, and you paid respect to the millions of refugees in that humanitarian crisis. And in the lead up to Las Vegas, we knew, and you knew, that this would be the second anniversary of the murder of George Floyd, and we were prepared to briefly mention that and pay respect. Then there was what I can only describe as a racist massacre in Buffalo, New York. 10 people lost their lives, and we were going to talk about that. And then yesterday, at the Robb Elementary School in Texas, there was another unspeakable tragedy. So we're not going to solve those problems today. I don't think anybody expects you to. I don't think anybody wants a political lecture. That's not why we're all here. But I do think people wouldn't mind just a human moment. And all this hate and all this negativity and all this tragedy, what does the ServiceNow community stand for in the world, and what can we all be in together, Bill?
We need more love. We need more trust. We need more respect. We need more tolerance in the world, and peace, absolute peace. My heart goes out to all those who lost their loved ones. You can only put yourself in their shoes and just say, man, they got to be thinking, I wish I could have been there to do something to help save the people that I love the most. So in their honor, I do think it's worth a moment for us just to reflect on this and say, you're right, we're not going to be able to solve it all in this room today, but as a ServiceNow community, what we can do is we can be there for each other. We can bring more love, we can bring more trust, we can bring ultimate respect to one another and the communities and the people that we serve, the people that count upon us. So if you're comfortable with that, I'd love for you to just join in and recognize that our community matters. We don't have any room for hate. We don't have any room for violence. We don't have any room for intolerance. Everybody should love who they love and live their life the way they should live their life on their terms and in peace. And we should stand for peace. So to that, Nick, I say, I'm grateful for all the wonderful people that are with us today and the community that we built here at ServiceNow, and we celebrate each year at Knowledge. Thank you very much for joining me in this moment of togetherness.
Well, it is true. There's not much to clap about these days when it comes to the news, but I think more love, more trust, and more tolerance is absolutely worthy of that. So, Bill, thank you for that. Thank you, everybody, for being in that moment with us. Let's bring it back up. We talked about this. How do you go from that to where we want to go? And when we were talking about it, you used a formula you've often used. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said, you know, the culture that we built together and the knowledge event in particular brings me front and center to the man who created this incredible company called ServiceNow. And I said to Nick, look, when we think about knowledge, what would Fred Luddy do? What would Fred do, Nick?
Well, we looked into it, and Fred Luddy used to build apps live on stage. So given that you and I probably aren't the best candidates for that, we have two outstanding people with us. Let's welcome Gemma and Lauren. Come on out here. Come on out. Let's give it up for Gemma and Lauren. So maybe just quickly say hello, introduce yourselves. Gemma, I'll start with you.
Yeah, sure, that sounds good. So hi, everybody. My name is Gemma Taipan. I'm a solution consultant based in the Boston area. I've been at ServiceNow for about 4 years, and I work with CVS Health.
The Boston area. Let's give it up for Gemma. Come on. Come on, Celtics fans. Lauren?
Lauren Barrett. I am a solution consultant based in Oakland, California. I've also been with ServiceNow for 4 years, and I support our financial services vertical.
Fantastic.
So what Gemma and Lauren have agreed to do is battle it out. 10 minutes on the clock, please. We're going to see, using ServiceNow's App Engine Studio, what they can build, what kind of an application they can build in 10 minutes. You both comfortable with this?
Let's do it.
Let's just do, Bill, get in the middle. Let's just do a quick photo. Darren's right there, because they're not going to smile after if it doesn't go well. So let's get the smiles now. Bill, get in the picture. Come on.
Let's go.
Everybody,
Let's
quick.
do it.
This is like one of those moments you don't want to waste the smiles while we have them. Great. Everybody's happy. It's almost like everything worked out perfect, so just imagine that it will. Okay, take your stations. 10 minutes on the clock.
10 minutes on the clock.
Ready. Let's do 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're starting that off. Bill, let's bring up an image that you have used and you've talked about. Because the idea of needing to build apps and there not being enough people in the world to build apps is one of many of the macro trends that the world is facing. So when we bring up this image that shows all the challenges, I think everybody here would benefit from knowing from you. When you think about the state of the world and you think about all the things that people are facing, what do you want them to know? Let's bring up that image so that he can reference it. What do you want people to know about all these things?
Thanks to all of you. And I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have created a culture here at ServiceNow where the engineering and the innovation and the concepts of the future are always built around your dreams. And that's why ServiceNow has become an enduring platform for a fast-changing world. You've got so much coming at you so fast. And speed is very often the differentiator between winning and losing. So to that end, I want to share with you the secular trends for digital transformation, but also the macro crosswinds. They're actually accelerating digital transformation as well. And you're in the midst of it all. So when I'm talking to the CEOs that are running businesses or the heads of public sector around the world, here's what's in the conversation. First, on the secular tailwinds. Business model transformation is front and center. The smartphone in your pocket right now has changed everything. And businesses have to calibrate new models to accommodate new buying patterns and user experiences. So the idea of business models shifting, it's now happening by weeks and months, no longer years. Technology acceleration, everything is speeding up. Do you remember 2-3 years ago, the big debate was, will AI replace people? Is AI good or bad? We're in a world where digital skills are so scarce that we need AI, machine learning, RPA, process mining, optimization of everything to accelerate the way work gets done and to make your life a little bit easier. So the predictive things should just happen automatically, and your tremendous skill should be leaned against the things that matter most. When you think about talent and the employee experience, this is the biggest talent war in the history of society. There'll be millions and millions of job shortages due to the digital skill deficit. So when you're recruiting, hiring, onboarding, training, providing a frictionless experience in a portal where all the services are there, and yet even offboarding people properly, all that needs to come together on one experience platform. Low code. Let's talk about why we dedicate our time to these great innovators who, by the way, haven't spent their life engineering as a science. You can be a citizen developer, and that's the beauty of it. There'll be 750 million new applications built in the next 3 years on low-code platforms. And guess what? That's more applications than the world has developed in the last half century. So if there's already a digital skills shortage, and we're now going to accelerate app development at a rate never before seen, there's only one way out, and that's where low-code platform comes in. And then there's ESG. You know this. Everyone's talking net zero. Everyone wants a diverse, equitable, and inclusive culture. Governance, risk, compliance, all these topics, you're confronted with it day by day. But what you really need is that clean pane of glass where all things can be seen, all the metrics can be measured, and the ideas and suggestions can be presented to you so you can make good decisions. Okay, we can agree on this. By a show of hands, can we agree on this? Looks like the audience is with me. Now, at the same time you get hit with inflation's going up, is economic growth going to be sacrificed? Supply chains have been completely dislocated. We have wars in Ukraine. We have fundamental issues going on between Western companies and China, not just because it's locked down, but because business is changing. And all these things are forcing regional and even local supply chains to be created on the fly. And at the same time, the labor shortage and the digital skills are really pressing on everybody. Cybersecurity, #1 issue on the mind of every CEO out there. You've invested in cybersecurity, of course you have. Boards of directors are pushing that, management's going with it. The problem is, it's sprawled everywhere, and there's no one clean way of looking at it. So we have to accommodate that and provide that to you in one window pane. And then finally, health and humanitarian crises, I'm pretty convinced, are continue to be a challenge for all of us. We saw it with COVID. We came out with emergency response and return to work safely. Now we're mapping your journey back in a hybrid world so you can work effectively, book conference rooms, come to work safely, all the things you care about. These are the main issues on the table right now in the global economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this. One of the CEOs out there gave me the line of the decade. He said, Bill, if I slow investment in the short term, I will miss opportunities in the midterm, and I may not be around in the long term. The only way forward is digital transformation. The brilliant minds in this room and all of us coming together on a platform strategy that helps all executives across all lines of business in your company win. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you win. Sound good?
So, when two CEOs meet, I think all of us always sort of imagine what that's like two unicorns meeting in the woods. But you meet with CEOs all the time, and there was one meeting last year that you really loved. And we actually went and talked to that CEO, and we asked her to summarize the meeting. Let's roll that video.
As a company, everything starts with our vision for healthcare for consumers. And what we're trying to accomplish at CVS Health is really helping people navigate the healthcare system. Our vision has really been to reimagine healthcare that's centered around people. We serve over 100 million people every single day. It starts with our colleagues bringing their heart to every moment of someone's health. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And as a company, we've really been trying to engage people in different ways around their health. And we're using technology to transform the way in which we're interacting with health, and we've expanded our digital health connections. What we're trying to do as a company is to be part of your everyday health. We're leveraging technology to improve our processes. We've introduced robotics and artificial intelligence to improve their productivity so they can spend more time with customers. We're leveraging new technologies to transform the way our colleagues interact using technology so that they're more efficient and that they can spend much more time with our consumers. We're pushing really hard at omni-channel health and connecting people in more places on their terms. And quite frankly, we have a very strong belief that the future of health will be digitally led. If we innovate, we can scale. And it's critically important for us to keep innovating because the world around us is changing dramatically. And if we don't innovate to stay ahead of the trends and the curves, then we're not meeting the needs of the customer. So we're constantly innovating, using technology, and working with ServiceNow to help us with some of those innovations. ServiceNow is providing us a single unified platform. It's helping break down silos. We're partnering to implement a seamless digital platform, which is connecting people, functions, and system. It's also helping us enhance productivity. A key area of focus for CVS Health has been to integrate workflows across our company, improving the customer and colleague experience. ServiceNow has provided a critical infrastructure that's helped us streamline our process, helped us elevate our service experience. It's an exciting time for healthcare. It's an exciting time for technology, and marrying the two together, I think we can do amazing things.
Well, Karen's a great CEO, and the conversation went something like this. Bill, I generally have about 10 people in the store. I have more stores per capita than any other business in the United States, as one example. And I'm both a retailer, so I have to give you a great retail experience. I have to give you a great pharmacy experience and all the workflows that lead into making that happen. I'm also providing healthcare now as I merged with Aetna, and you're coming to CVS to actually get certain healthcare needs, COVID-19 being one example, attended to. But then there's this whole new world where it's like, well, why do I want to go to CVS at all? Maybe you just come to my house and give it to me direct where I live. And they've got to now meet the customer on that customer journey. And all of this required a platform for digital business, a platform for transformation, which is not upgrading the old stuff to do it a little bit better. It's completely rethinking how the work itself is done. I tip my cap to Karen. She's running a great business, and she's stepping up to all the challenges, and they'll be one of the big winners.
For sure. Well, you mentioned platform for digital business. I'm going to just say to Lauren and Gemma, I'm going to ask him a quick question, but your time's going to expire, so get ready to step away from your keyboards. We'll come back to you in a second. They're going to see, Bill, everybody here at Knowledge is going to see this visual about ServiceNow's platform everywhere. Actually, let's stay on the platform so we can actually talk about it for a second. This is a complicated view of ServiceNow, but in a way it's a simple view of ServiceNow. What's the most important thing you want people to take away from this visual?
You've got decisions to make. Think of it this way. There's lots of legacy applications in your companies. Then there are the betweener vendors. They might be there running ERP in different aspects of your company, and they're deeply entrenched in the infrastructure. And then you have the hyperscaler clouds, whether it's GCP, it's Azure, it's AWS, and ServiceNow. and then maybe one other one in the cloud, but that's it. And what businesses today are doing is they're saying, I need to be highly selective of the platforms I choose. We've seen tech sprawl and islands of automation, and we all know that it doesn't work. If it did, there wouldn't be such a sensation around the ServiceNow platform. So what we're focused on is giving you a platform with zero technical debt, a clean sheet design that we do together with one architecture, one data model, and sensational innovation that we pour into it left, right, and center. Most recently, the San Diego release, which you'll hear about, which we launched in March. Tokyo's coming up in September, and we're on a tear. So, as you think about your customer and how to workflow them to a better world, or you're giving the employee an uncommonly fantastic experience so you win the talent war, or you're simply taking deeply embedded technologies from observability to the way you run your operations with a great consumer-grade experience across the whole enterprise, we've built it in there for you. And you're going to see in a minute what creator workflows are all about, and believe it or not, Nick, as an executive in our company, does his own workflows. Nick, do you have an engineering degree?
Most definitely not.
Okay, I'm telling you, you can all do it. So the revolution begins here today if you're not doing it already. I want to make a couple of things clear, okay? If you look at intelligence from process mining, which is deeply embedded into the Now platform, all the way through to RPA and all that, ServiceNow has done it. It's in the platform. You understand configuration, you'll see some of that today. And of course, the foundational elements of a great platform. It's all in there. There was some questions yesterday that the investors asked me. They said, well, if you already have process mining, why do you do anything with anyone else? Anything process mining that has to do with the ServiceNow platform, do it on the ServiceNow platform. The only instance where you may team up outside of that is when you're in an ERP world in a non-ServiceNow environment where we can team up with Celonis or others to get that analyzed so you quickly automate onto the Now platform. For all other things, it's in there. And I want to make one final point on this platform. We're friendly to everybody. We're here to help you win. So on the bottom where it says cross-functional ecosystem connection, we connect with all the major brands in the world, and that's why I often call this platform the platform of all other platforms, because I know you want us to make those investments pay off. And the CEOs out there, if you're interested, because I know you've known this for a long time, they're getting the message that the workflow automation with a gorgeous consumer-grade experience is happening above the mess. So the mess doesn't impose its will on the great people in your company, no matter where they're working from. They need and deserve technology that helps them get the job done. So hopefully you agree, this is the future is now, and that's why we're here at Knowledge with you.
That's just about the nicest way I've ever had somebody say, if this freaking guy can do it, then anybody can do it. But we do have two people. Lauren, you got a few extra seconds over there. We're going to start with Gemma. Let's see what they built. We didn't give them a lot of time. Are you ready?
Ready to go.
Okay, no pressure. It's only your career.
All right, so in the spirit of traveling to Vegas for knowledge, and because I also love to travel myself, I decided to build a quick travel app. Because we had just a short amount of time to build a minimum viable product, I utilized the time request, or rather time off request template in the App Engine Studio in order to just spin up the app quick. So I'll just walk through a little bit of what I did here. Just modified the portal a little bit, as well as just change some of the text here. And the nice thing about the template is that you can just modify it to your use case. So what I did with this form, I just changed some of the language here for our use case, and we'll just fill it out quickly. We'll go for a long weekend in June. That sounds really nice. There we go, and choose our departure location. I'll just choose this first one, London, and then our destination, which is Bali. I've always wanted to go to Bali, let's go. And then I'm sure we'll need a reason, the same reason after this week for it to go on a little break. So we'll put that in and then submit our request. So this is the requesters page where you can always go back and get some up-to-date information, but I just wanted to showcase a little bit of our integration capabilities that we do have on the platform and how easy it is and quick it is to do. So I just have a little Google map here that's showing our departure location and also our destination. So there you go, quick build travel app.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Gemma, nice job.
Way to go. Way to go, Gemma.
Thank you.
All right, you had definitely 45 extra seconds, so this better be much better. Let's see what you got.
45 seconds count, okay? So employees are returning to the office, but there are few groups that are as impacted as the pets that we've been hanging out with full time for the last 2.5 years. So I came up with Gooby, which is an app actually named after my own dog, and it's an application that employers can use to facilitate pet care while their employees adjust to getting back to the office. So I used a template. It gave me 80% of what I needed. The other 20% are just configurations, like using a spreadsheet to create a table, using existing components. And then I just created a method to add your pet to our system. So let's say I'm giving Gooby a brother, a little meatball named Rodeo.
What's that?
It's a cool name, right? We're going to add Rodeo, and then I'm going to take him to our dog walk at headquarters on Friday. And it's simple. It's a minimum viable product, super lightweight, and it gives us a way to track this kind of wellness activity.
Let's hear it for Lauren.
Oh, yeah. Way to go, Lauren. Great job.
Thanks.
Great
My
job.
dog's a moron. I'm
Great
not
job.
bringing my dog to work. Seriously, like, that's fantastic. We're going to put both Gemma and Lauren's work on the Knowledge Portal. If you want to see the exact steps they took in this relatively short amount of time to build those apps, we're going to give it to you. So let's give it up one more time for Gemma and Lauren. They did an awesome job.
Great job.
Thank you.
So we know that we can build productivity apps. We know that ServiceNow has amazing out-of-the-box applications. We can also talk about this art of the possible. And when you started at ServiceNow, you were saying you had a vision, you had a dream, and you challenged Chris Beatty, our CIO, to build it with you on the ServiceNow platform. It's the CEO dashboard. So when we think about this dashboard, Bill, talk about how it has changed the game for how you run the company.
This is it. So what I did is first of all, I got lucky. I'm with a great company, the best engineers, the best team anybody could ever dream to have the privilege to work with. And I spoke with Chris Beatty and his right-hand man, Vijay, and I said, we want a real-time company. I want to be able to see every operation in the company in real time. Every business that we're in, how are our customers doing? How are we running our operations? What's going on with human capital management? How's the procurement business looking? Are we buying the right things from the right people at the right price? Are our customers having an uncommonly good experience? Where is our business at in real time? How are we extending our ecosystem? How's the partners looking today? All of this is composed on the ServiceNow platform, built just like the applications you saw built by Gemma and Lauren. So we're using ServiceNow, only ServiceNow. Everything on my iPhone is how I run ServiceNow. I do drive the team a little crazy because I look at this stuff constantly because I really care. And guess what? You really care. And the people that run your business really care. So look at this. You got 6,032 instances. We got 924 workflows. And all of this is happening in real time. The promise of the real-time business was so elusive for so long. And now the dream is a reality. How would you like to do this for your company? How would you like to call us in? We'll give you a version of Now on Now. And how about we build the future together? What do you think? I'm telling you. Your board of directors, your management team, all of your colleagues, they will absolutely eat this up, and we can't wait to help you.
Beautiful. Well, Bill, we have got such a packed K22. They're going to have an amazing 2 days. We get tons of content. CJ's coming out here. He's literally having heart palpitations in the back. He's so ready to go. As we think about, just your final words for this morning, wrapping a bow around everything that's going on, all the opportunities they have, what's the most important thing in the context of ServiceNow that you want them to take away? You've said defining enterprise software company. There's a linear track record in terms of how people are thinking. Like, what do you want them to take away as they go into K22?
Well, we want to make work better for everyone, and we want to run our business with a purpose. We know that it's all about culture, it's all about people, it's all about love, it's all about trust, and we're in this together. And what I can tell you is the world needs to shift from linear thinking to exponential thinking. If we take 30 steps, 1, 2, 3, up to 30, we'll go 30 meters. If we take exponential steps, 1, 2, 4, 8, by the time we get to 30, we will have taken 1 billion steps, enough to have traveled around the world 26 times. That's the difference between doing what you always did and getting what you always got, and rethinking the opportunity to digitally transform your business and go into the exponential zone. That's where we will take you. That's where, if we care enough and we stick together enough, we can be the defining enterprise software company of the 21st century, because everything we do, everything we are, everything we ever will be is based upon you achieving your dreams and your success. There isn't a person in ServiceNow, we're 18,000 strong, that does not feel that way, does not believe that. And I've always felt that if enough people care, and I mean really care, we can make the world work better for everyone. Can we count on your support? Can we do this together? Okay. We're going to do everything in our power to make you winners with ServiceNow. Thank you very much for your business. Thank you very much for coming to Las Vegas. And thank you very much for dreaming even bigger with us than you ever have before. Let's have a great Knowledge. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our CEO, Bill McDermott. Great job. We've got so much more for you. Our next speaker on my second day at ServiceNow said that my choice of shoes was embarrassing. And other than that, he's a great guy, a great innovator, and a great leader. Please give a warm welcome to our Chief Operating Officer, CJ Desai.
It is so awesome to be with all of you today. And the most important reason for that being, you as a customer of ServiceNow, you are our ultimate boss. You are the reason we exist here. And we are innovating for you, for your success, for your future, with an incredible engineering team, our cloud services team, support team, and the go-to-market team for you. So I am a little overwhelmed seeing all of you here after a long time. And thank you for being here, as Bill said. But our focus for the past few years was to increase the innovation velocity on top of ServiceNow for you. So let me start from the basic. In 2004, when Fred Luddy created this company, he did not have a specific use case in mind. He said, I want to create a platform company, and that was a very new concept in 2004. Most people didn't understand what that meant. And he said, the vision is pretty simple, that any work or task can be routed among people, across departments, across the company, across the cloud, across the continent. And that task orchestration, or a series of tasks in a process or a workflow, is what Fred created. And I've been with ServiceNow for 6 years, and every single time I look at what are the possibilities for us to create amazing purpose-built applications for you so you can get faster time to value. And I, every single day, get excited about being at this company, working on this platform for you. Now, how do we think about innovation? What are the outcomes we are solving for? They are very simple. First of all, you have many digital services that are focused on your customers, your employees, your suppliers, your partners, and you want to make sure those digital services are always up, running. If they go down, you can quickly recover them, troubleshoot, et cetera, et cetera. So digital services are the backbone of your enterprise, and technology excellence for your customers and your employees is super important. Second is operational excellence, productivity. How do we give you experiences so you are really productive when you use ServiceNow? And that's the focus on the end user persona, whether you're IT agents, operators, customer service agents, legal department, doesn't matter. We want to make sure that we provide you operational excellence. And this is in the service of your employees and your customers. And I'll tell you, 2 days ago, JP Morgan Chase has their Investor Day. And in that Investor Day, their global technology organization, Lori Beer, who runs it, she's their CTO. And she uses many platforms, many tools. And she had one slide about cost efficiency, productivity, getting value. And she mentioned ServiceNow. And in that, she said she consolidated 24 systems, saved $50 million, and employee experience went up by 80%. This is what we want for you. That's it. It's very simple. It's a platform for you, and we want to make sure that you have excellence in everything that we serve. Now, when I think about where we are today, San Diego release just came out. It is an awesome release, okay? It is an awesome release. We have been, from a user experience perspective, largest engineering project that we undertook for our web experience in San Diego. We added RPA, robotics process automation capabilities in the platform, and many other things across our product lines. But San Diego just came out in March, and my amazing engineering and product team told me that yesterday we hit code complete for our Tokyo release, which will be available for early access in July timeframe. So that's where we are today. And as you know, besides this ServiceNow Store, we have many, many product features, enhancements that we continue to release on a quarterly basis for emerging products, sometimes on a monthly basis, bi-weekly basis. Please check out ServiceNow Store that besides this platform releases San Diego, Tokyo, next is Utah, then it's Vancouver, and the list goes on. But the store is where you will see our latest innovations that are one of the platform release, and they get merged into the next platform release. Now let me tell you about how we think about our product hierarchy and innovations as we create these purpose-built products. So first of all of our products, we have clubbed them in 4 workflows based on the department or personas that we serve in your organization. So for example, if we are serving technology organization, also called IT, digital organization, and others in your organization, it's called technology workflow. We have many products for that. If we are serving your customer service, field service department, sometimes by industry, that's our customer workflow product lines. If we are serving employee experience, an employee front end, whether I'm trying to procure something, I'm trying to take a leave, I want to be communicated, if I'm in a hybrid work environment, that's our employee workflow. And then, of course, as you saw with Creator, not only you can create apps, but you can integrate with any system. And all of this is built on a single platform, which allows the data to flow seamlessly among these workflows. And the workflow is just a categorization based on the department in your organization that we serve. And from a platform perspective, the 3 areas that we have focused on: user experience, which Amy will show you in a few minutes. Amazing, amazing user experience in San Diego. Machine learning, this is something that we continue to innovate from a natural language understanding or prediction perspective as we have enhanced our platform. And automation technologies. Bill mentioned process mining, that is built in the platform, RPA built in the platform, integrations built in the platform, multiple technologies built in the platform. So that's overall our product hierarchy and how we think about innovations based on the personas or the departments that we serve in your organization. But let's get back to the basics. Many of you have been with us for a long time. And when I think about platform with my team and amazing leaders that we have, the first thing we say is upgrades. Upgrades is the bane of existence in software industry, whether it's on your phone or whether you are using an enterprise software. And nobody likes to see those outage notices. It is always our goal to make upgrades go faster, smoother, the best we can, and minimal downtime, whether you're applying a patch, San Diego Patch 3, or whether you are applying a hotfix, or you are doing a full-on platform release. So upgrade is something that you have our commitment on behalf of the engineering team that we will always work for this thing to be as smooth as possible, because we know now that ServiceNow is used for not only just your internal services, but also external services. Number two, I would say is when I think overall CMDB as well as performance and scale, how can we scale overall from a platform perspective for you? So query response times, read replica, all those things that, when you are requesting a clone, the teams are working really hard to make sure that upgrades, performance and scale, as well as from a CMDB perspective, keeping CMDB clean through Service Graph Connector is super, super important. So from a platform foundation perspective, we have dedicated teams on upgrades, perf and scale, query or writing, as well as CMDB, so that the data in CMDB is clean and mean time to resolution continue to improve, whether it's for customer service or employee service. Now, when I look at the innovation velocity over the last couple of years, and I told you about the workflows, so if you look at all of our workflows, integrations are critical. And we have done best-in-class integration with Microsoft Teams. So if you are using Microsoft Teams, you can use many ServiceNow functionality for your employees or agents via Microsoft Teams. And I am pleased to report that in last 3 years now, we have 1,200 of you who are using ServiceNow for visibility, orchestration, or potentially cost controls in Azure, GCP, as well as AWS. 1,200 of you organizations are using ServiceNow with public cloud. So our goal is always to make sure that these integrations are built in the platform so that it's easy for you. Now, coming back to workflows, and if you look at our product hierarchy, we have innovated significantly in every single workflow. So when I look at technology workflow, employee workflow, creator, and customer, what you will see here is all the product lines that you can use. These are purpose-built products, as I said. And look at this. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable because this list about 4 years ago would be probably 30% of it, okay? So these are purpose-built products, minimal system complexity, faster time to value. You get value on what you pay for. That's what we always strive for. And most importantly, use cases aligned with your pain points. And in the platform, we continue to do workflow, user experience, integration, everything that I just talked about is the focus here. But these are lots and lots of products, and people work very hard to serve you. So I'm going to highlight 4 of them today. Let's start the first one, service operations. So here is what we did. We took the best of IT service management, which all of you use, and IT operations management. So think about incident volumes coming in, a digital service goes offline, There are constant things coming in from an incident standpoint, or people are just wondering what's going on with that particular service. Operators are saying, hey, there is an alert on an SAP service or Zoom or whatever the case might be. We took the best of IT service management and IT operations management in a beautiful experience, not only for your service agents and operators, but also for your employees. And what you see here on this dashboards are incident assigned to me, how many are coming in, ability for you to raise an incident to a major incident. It is phenomenal. And I really want you to try this out. Service Operator Workspace, best of service management and operations management. Please give a big round of applause to the teams that worked really hard on this amazing feature. The second thing is around Lightstep and Lightstep observability. This is a brand new product for your cloud native applications where metrics, traces come together, and it solves one simple problem. What changed? When a service goes down, something is wrong with the service. For example, you see here a CPU spike. So if you look at the actual click on the CPU spike, you can figure out, hey, what really happened here? And you can troubleshoot. This phenomenal team at planet scale, as they call it, Lightstep observability is used by Spotify, GitHub, Yelp, and many consumer brands that all of you use every day. And this is a world-class observability solution where you don't see metrics, traces, and logs in 3 different tabs that don't talk to each other. They are all in one platform. The next thing, omni-channel engagement. Here is a simple thing. Customer service, all of you use customer service every single day. You want to embed, whether it's our service catalog, our case management, whether you want to look at specifically how you want to give a chatbot to your customers, we have created a beautiful low-code tool that you can embed in any of your customer-facing property, whether it's on your web or whether it's on your mobile, with a guided tour that makes it super easy for you to expose the best things of ServiceNow, whether it's knowledge base, catalog, case management, what cases are assigned to me. I want to request a field technician, smart home with nowadays people going back to work. So if you look at this, it gives you this amazing user experience where using ServiceNow platform, you can embed what you used actually for IT for your customers. And this is a really cool technology. If you look at the next screen, you'll see here, just a couple of clicks, you're trying to promote something, a particular service. Here is a recommendation, you click it and you're done. And finally, what I'm super excited about for our ITSM or customer service management is process mining. Process mining, also called it process optimization, built, as Bill said, in the platform. I mean, look here what's going on. You have improvement opportunities, how many incidents are getting stuck, depending on which channel they came from. You measure and improve the service delivery, and there is a continuous process excellence mindset that you can develop here when you look at whether it's IT service management, CSM, or HR service delivery, or any digital app that you create on ServiceNow platform. This is really, really cool. You should check it out. It is, when some of you ask me, CJ, how do you explain this? I say it's like a Google map for your processes. If you're going from Las Vegas to Denver, you can take multiple routes. You can figure out why certain cars get stuck on certain routes, and then you constantly improve that. Is it based on the traffic pattern, some other thing going on, and you can route that particular process. This will improve your productivity significantly, and the visual are just amazing for you to look at where the incident is getting stuck or a customer case is getting stuck. So I am really proud of the team, all the innovations for you. We are here to make sure that you are successful. We always strive to do better for you. Our products continue to improve, and it means a lot to us that you have made a bet on ServiceNow platform. Now, to tell you more about the actual user experiences that we delivered in San Diego, I would like to invite a phenomenal leader on our team, Amy Loki, who runs our product design or product user experience with end users in mind. Please welcome on stage Amy Loki.
All right, thank you, CJ. Hi, everybody. It is fantastic to be here today, and I'm so excited to showcase an incredible amount of work coming from our entire product organization. I'm here to represent the hard work of research, design, engineering, product, so it's really an honor and a privilege, and we're so excited to get these innovations into your hands. So I want to elaborate on a point that CJ made earlier today, which is when you start from the right foundation, it enables amazing experiences across everything else. At ServiceNow, we're focused on building innovation and technology solutions that empower employees to be more productive and do their best work. And this year, one of our biggest areas of investment is our platform experience. Our platform experience is used by millions of people who rely on our cloud applications to get their work done and make sure their business is running as smoothly as possible. These are people like service agents in IT, HR, customer service, and also knowledge workers across the enterprise, people who manage projects, teams, and workflows on our platform. So we've made a big investment in their experience, and we call it the Next Experience. It combines the elements that you love from consumer-grade design, like elegance, powerful simplicity, and personalization, with the elements that you need from enterprise design, like stability, scalability, and security. And because we made all of these UX improvements in the platform, all of our workflow solutions benefit from this upgrade. So let's take a look. When we log into the web experience and we see the homepage, you can tell that we've maximized every pixel on the page for productivity. Users will see all of their most important information, all of their most important alerts, all at their fingertips across all of their applications, so they can dive into what's most important. And one of the biggest upgrades in the Next Experience is our modernized navigation. All of our platform applications are now brought together under a simplified, unified, cohesive experience with a streamlined navigation with things like favorites and history, so you can quickly jump into what you need to do. There's no more jumping around between browser tabs, no more inconsistent UIs. Everything is cohesive and all in one experience. Now, one of my favorite experiences that the team came up with that I'm so proud of is the ability to pin the navigation. It's a really clever, simple thing, but it adds so much value. When I want to have the things I need most at the left-hand side, I can pin it there. And then when I want to jump around quickly, I can dive into something like the customer service workspace. And then when I need to focus on my work, I can unpin the navigation and get it out of the way. It's something so simple and elegant, but it drives productivity. Now, we've focused on enhancing productivity for people like customer service agents who need to work through complex cases, often with a ton of attachments, documents, emails, so much to parse. So we've added Doc Intelligence to the agent experience, which uses AI and ML to quickly summarize any kind of attachment, like this receipt that you see here. The fields on the right are auto-populated from this summarization. Now, I notice one is marked in red, and this means the AI is not 100% confident about its recommendation, and it wants to make sure that I review it. When I enter the correct data, I'm training the model to be more effective for the next person. This is an incredibly efficient process. And then when I move back into the case details, I can see all of that information automatically populated into the record. Everything I need is right there without me having to do any manual data entry, and that saves me a ton of time. So we know our users rely on a lot of data to make really important decisions. And so we've updated our data visualizations to not only be beautiful, but to present information in an insightful manner. The other piece I'm really excited about is we've invested a lot in very specific end user preferences. We know everyone likes to use things in their own particular way. So we've made end user preferences like information density and accessibility much easier to access so users can control the interface to meet their needs. And one part that our users are really loving and I'm incredibly excited about is the ability to switch into dark mode. This has become a standard expectation now in productivity tools. It's not only beautiful, but it helps our users not suffer from eye fatigue and strain when their environment maybe gets darker in the evening. And it's just maybe a personal preference of what people like to use. So I can switch to dark mode in the purple default theme that we've offered, or I can use dark mode in my company's brand, in their theme. It works either way, and it's just beautiful and delightful to use. So as you can see, there's a lot of flexibility built into the experience, enabling companies to showcase their brand and for users to adjust the display to meet their needs. Now, the next experience is not just for the web platform. It's a unified experience across every product, and it offers a modernized, aesthetic, and smarter experiences. We've upgraded our Employee Center, this portal experience, and our mobile experience to use this mobile and consumer-grade user experience. One of the things we're really excited about is, again, helping support employees with that return to work, like CJ mentioned. So in this case, it's incredibly simple for me to reserve a desk and even have navigational assistance with an augmented experience on my mobile to find what I'm looking for. And especially when I'm not always in the office. Sometimes I need to refamiliarize myself with where to get to a meeting room or my desk. It's an awesome experience. Now, we've also made a lot of investments in natural language technology in our conversational experiences using AI-powered capabilities in both search and virtual agent. And so in this case, if a user uses our chat experience and enters a super vague query like dev laptop, it returns really specific and actionable results so that someone can order their laptop that they need and complete a full flow right here in the conversational experience. Now, across both virtual agent and our search experience, we're helping people quickly find the information that's most important to them. So here in search, even just entering a tiny bit of information, we can take people to the thing that they need in a very quick and efficient manner. Now, we know that our customers want to ensure that they build really effective and delightful experiences on our platform. And that's why we're really excited to bring to you User Experience Analytics. Now, you can see exactly how your users, your employees, your customers, are using our products, navigating through the interface. You can see right here where they start, where they might drop off, what products they're using. This is not only valuable for us, it's incredibly valuable for you, so you can understand how your users are engaging with these experiences. So that was a lot of stuff to cover in a short amount of time, but I'm really only skimming the surface here. This was a massive investment across all of our applications here. You can see the volume of work that we've done and what we're launching in the San Diego release. The scale of this experience is truly massive. But what really inspires us most is we are helping millions of people be more productive, have personalized, intuitive experiences, and we're helping people do their best work and our customers succeed. Now, you might think I'm done, but here's where I say that's not all. What makes these experiences so powerful is they sit on top of a platform that's powered with hyper-automation capabilities. So let's talk for a minute about that. We all need to automate more and more and more across the enterprise. There are many different types of automation. So there's workflow automation, there's integrating different systems, and another kind is RPA. No matter what kind of automation that you pick, based on the scenario that you're trying to automate, it's all available in one platform with ServiceNow. Now, we take a people-centric view of automation. And so what we're focused on is removing the repetitive, tedious tasks, and we're offloading them to the system. And so one example is when you might recognize something like this, when you have to take manual data from one system and copy-paste it into another system because the systems aren't integrated together. Doing this is tedious, laborious work that no one wants to do. So this is a perfect scenario to use robotic process optimization. So think for an example of a plant manager who's responsible for processing a backlog of parts. They have to keep the plant running, and anything that gets held up is a huge cost to the business. So they're typically relying on siloed processes and tools, like you can see here, to do something as simple as ordering parts. So we can feel the pain of this. I've made you watch this for a long time. It's not fun. So what if this tedious work could be automated? In San Diego, we launched our Robotic Process Automation Designer, RPA Designer is easier to say, that enables our customers to build an RPA bot. And if you're interested, I highly recommend that tomorrow you go to our CreatorCon to learn more about how you can use RPA Designer to create an RPA bot. Now let's imagine we've skipped forward and this bot has been created. We can go into a digital workflow within Flow Designer. We can make sure that this complex purchase process is streamlined and automated. And as you can see here, we've got an intuitive new visualization in Flow Designer that helps you at a glance understand exactly the process and the automation that you've created. You can add an RPA bot now and make sure that this process is streamlined for everybody using it. So we can connect to virtually any kind of system in Flow Designer. We have over 25,000 integration points to popular systems. And now, thanks to our RPA product, we can add a bot to this flow, and it takes care of that manual entry across the siloed systems. So let's see it in action. So now we know for that plant manager, every second counts. And as you can see, the RPA bot completes all that tedious work automatically in the background. This allows employees to focus on doing their best work. And from the plant manager's perspective, they don't have to worry about it anymore. All of this is happening in the background. They can process an order, stay updated, and get the equipment that they need, all from their mobile phone while they go about their day. So I am thrilled to be able to bring you these products and showcase all the hard work from an incredible team across our product org. And because it's one unified platform, all the hyperautomation, the AI, ML, and that beautiful user experience comes through to you, whether you're driving technology experiences or focusing on employee experiences or customer experiences. Everything is possible because of this one platform. Thank you so much. It's been a thrill to be here in person with you. I hope I get to speak with some of you later today and tomorrow. And now I would love to welcome Erica Volini to the stage. She's going to take you through some more great product and customer experiences. So Erica, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. That was amazing. Almost as amazing as being here live on stage with all of you. Man, this feels so good. So by now, you've heard about the transformative nature of our brand. You've seen the incredible innovation we're delivering through our platform. And now I have the distinct pleasure of bringing this all together through customer stories that will demonstrate how we can make amazing experiences together. I'm going to showcase these experiences through 3 distinct lenses: technology excellence, employee experience, and customer experience. And then I'm going to bring it all together by showcasing how we're going to bring you business impact and value through our newest solution, ServiceNow Impact. Now, I'm going to start with technology excellence because, as we all know, technology is the foundation for everything that we do. As a result, it's fair to say your technology strategy is your business strategy. It's what enables and empowers your end users. It what helps you streamline operations and bring new products and services to market. And that's why excellence is the only acceptable standard when it comes to your technology landscape. So let's talk about how we make that happen. The first key to technology excellence, rapid innovation. Every organization, no matter how big or how small, has an ever-increasing appetite for new and innovative digital capabilities. Continuously improving your technology landscape, that's a demand that every single one of us is facing. And as every employee, as every stakeholder becomes a technologist, this ongoing innovation is driving transformation that powers your business. And that's why the second key to technology excellence, it's resilience. Because while continuously innovating your technology platform is critical, it can't come at the sacrifice of operating predictably, robustly, and of course, securely. See, it's these 2 powerful forces together, innovation plus resilience, that will power amazing experiences. And I'm here to tell you that the Now platform is the best platform. No, I think it's the only platform that allows you to deliver these types of experiences. So how do we do it? It starts when we bring together teams of people, processes, and technology and integrate them through digital workflows. But we don't stop there. See, we transform these digital workflows into efficient value streams that empower your end users, that streamline delivery, that harden operations. What that does, it reduces the number of operating problems and increases productivity, giving you the ability to dedicate the time, the capital, and the resources to driving innovation that will stand the test of time. That is what technology excellence is all about. Now, let's take a look at how one major industry player is driving this type of transformation. Let's play the video.
Microsoft Digital Employee Experience runs the systems that support more than 180,000 employees around the world.
Global Help Desk receives approximately 3,000 requests for support every day.
And the ability to efficiently assess what help our users need and how we can provide that help is critical to the effectiveness of our Global Help Desk and providing our employees with an optimal experience.
For many years, we ran our own service desk solution. As Microsoft continued to grow and evolve, we knew we needed to modernize and adjust to the new reality. And we wanted to make sure we could future-proof it in the process. It became clear that this presented a significant opportunity to accelerate our own digital transformation.
After exploring our options, the obvious choice was to modernize our service desk management by using ServiceNow's service operation.
This presented the perfect opportunity to deliver great experiences with ServiceNow directly to our employees by integrating the virtual agent into Teams itself.
Offering self-service was a core part of our strategy, so that our employees would not encounter any bottlenecks when seeking to get their problems solved.
This integration meant that the employees could now help themselves without having to leave Teams experience.
The low-code platform from ServiceNow enabled us to build virtual agent scenarios quickly, and it gave us immediate enterprise scale to meet the high volume needs of a global corporation.
We're using machine learning and predictive analytics to enable our agents to access all of the information that they need to resolve an issue.
We're implementing intelligent workflows that are automatically presented to the agent based on issue classification to help guide the agent through the troubleshooting process with the user.
As a result, our support team is better equipped, our employees are better supported, and ultimately, we are providing a more holistic approach to our service desk management.
We were able to rapidly innovate and improve resilience at the same time, and this led to a far better employee experience.
As you can see, Microsoft is transforming the technology experience by adopting service operations and unifying IT service management and IT operations. Now let's see this in action. Now I'm going to start through the lens of the service agent because they are the ones responsible for delivering excellent experiences to their employees. See, the service agents are working with the operations team and the service owners to understand the issues and get them resolved. Service Operations Workspace gives agents a complete real-time view to what's happening. This is Sarah's customized view, which gives her timely and crucial information and recommended actions. As you can see, P1 incidents have just come in under a minute ago. One click, and you could see the detail of any incident. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, many users are experiencing the exact same issue. So the agent proposes to treat it as a major incident. What that does is allow us to bring precisely the right people together to quickly solve the issue for all the impacted users. As you can see, the workspace is seamlessly connecting agents with the right experts, like in ops and the service owners, so you have the ability to bring the full power of your IT team behind your customer. In this case, operations has already identified the issue and figured out a resolution, and they're communicating the details to the agent. End users are delighted at the fast and efficient resolution, but no one is happier than the services teams, who can now focus on delivering effective services versus fighting fires. One of the key roles on the services teams, the service owner, like Alyssa right here. And digital portfolio management, that's for her. It offers her a holistic view using AI to get her the right information at the right time. See, now, when problems happen, like intermittent downtime, like you're seeing here, Alyssa doesn't need to spend all of her time resolving the issue. Instead, she could focus on where it matters most and direct her energy towards improving existing services and adding new ones. This is what resilience and innovation combined look like. This is technology excellence. Now, when we attain technology excellence, that's what allows us to deliver amazing experiences. So now let's showcase what that's like when we bring those experiences to your employees. Now, I think we all know the employee experience has always been a critical issue, always at the top of the C-suite and the board agenda. The war for talent, it's always been raging on. But over the past 2 years, employee experience, it has been in overdrive. And that's because the workforce, the workplace, even work itself has fundamentally changed. And it's changed forever. Employees' expectations around work have completely transformed. And now terms like hybrid work, they have become commonplace expectations for every employee. Not every employer has fared well in face of this change. With increased workloads, employees have become less engaged, and that's resulted in the Great Resignation and what's now being termed as the Great Reshuffle. But Bill just told us a few short minutes ago that our biggest challenges can be our greatest opportunities. And there has never been a better time for impactful change when it comes to attracting and engaging your employees. When we think about how employees engage, let's remember they engage across the entire enterprise. And that's where ServiceNow is so unique, because what the ServiceNow platform does is it breaks down those silos that naturally exist in your organization to connect employees across locations, across departments, across systems. See, ServiceNow becomes that single unified platform. And when you layer in capabilities like portals, conversational chats, mobile interfaces, that's when you can deliver an incredible employee experience. What's better? This is all powered by out-of-the-box functionality, not just for HR, but for IT, for facilities, for workplace, for legal, for everything that your employee needs. So now, when your employee has a question, they don't have to worry about what department they need to go to. Instead, they can just focus on getting their question resolved. What's more, ServiceNow workflows, they're proactive. So they can help guide employees through those complex employee journeys. So whether you're reimagining new hire, onboarding, promotions, skill development, ServiceNow can work alongside your existing technology investments to streamline and automate the experience, to improve engagement and productivity for your employees and managers. Now I want to bring someone on stage who's been driving employee experience from the front lines. So please join me in welcoming Senior Vice President of Employee Experience and Insights from Expedia, Todd Reeves. Todd, thank you so much for being here. You know, what's incredible about Expedia is that you guys send us all on amazing journeys. So can you tell us about some of the challenges you face in delivering employee journeys?
Yeah, for sure. If we think about the Expedia mission, it's to provide great traveler experiences. And so what we want to do is bring that same passion in-house to our employee experience. And so we went out and we talked to our employees and said, what can we do to make it better, to make it simpler? And what we found out, it was very difficult to do business with us. We had an IT SharePoint site, an IT portal, an HR portal, HR ingress through email, and a facilities portal. And all these different things meant we put the burden on employees and managers to figure out how to connect with us, how to get their answers, how to get their questions answered, and how to get service. So it was just too complicated.
You know, I think that's probably something that everyone in our audience can relate to. So talk about how you went ahead solving that challenge.
Yeah, first of all, we had great partnership with our IT teams, our facility teams, and in talking to employees, we asked them what they needed. And we then launched the Enterprise ServiceNow portal. We put all of our teams on the experience. We sunsetted all that other tools, so now we have one place for employees to go and get whatever question they want. So it's a very simple experience. Just go one place and everything is there. And the feedback was tremendous. And they said, wow, there's so much more information out here. But there wasn't more information. It was just easier to get to.
You know, when we spoke, you gave me an incredible reason as to why you chose ServiceNow as the platform. Can you share that with the audience?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if I think about employee experience, which is what we're trying to do, and I think about the workflows and the ease of implementation, and I think about the back-end customer experience for our agents to really drive productivity of our teams, all those things were in one package, and it made it a real easy choice.
Fantastic. Todd, thank you so much for sharing your story here today.
You bet. Thank you, everyone.
So now I want to showcase employee experience in action. As hybrid work has become the norm, organizations have to deliver a great digital experience no matter how their employees are working. Poppy here, she's a deskless employee. She needs to easily get the information that's most important to her wherever she is. And that's where Virtual Agent comes into play. As you can see here, Virtual Agent is helping Poppy get access to her schedule wherever she is. See, employees like Poppy, they demand a modern one-stop shop for everything they need, whether it's ordering a laptop or handling approvals or even figuring out what's for lunch. Employees are unwilling to accept digging through multiple intranets and multiple sites to get things done. Employees today, they demand an experience like ServiceNow Employee Center, a unified portal that brings everything together that they need right at their fingertips. And this type of experience, it's an expectation whether you're in the office or not. But when you are in the office, ServiceNow gives you the ability to quickly make reservations to bring your teams together. As you can see here, ServiceNow Workplace Services provides you an easy way to book spaces so that your employees can be productive in the office. Now, we all know there are times when employees need a little more hands-on help. And to keep employees productive, agents like Harry, they need to provide fast, effective services whenever employees need it. HR Agent Workspace, it helps agents to do this by bringing all the information they need together and then allowing them to easily drill down to the issue so they can quickly solve it. All of this incredible functionality works together on a single platform so that you can deliver an incredible experience to keep your employees engaged and productive. Resilience and rapid innovation, that's what drives technology excellence. Technology excellence, that's what helps us create amazing experiences for our most important stakeholders, like our employees. And now, when your employees are unshackled from those tedious tasks, when they're unburdened from those cumbersome processes, that's when they have the ability to do their best work. And that's what gets me so excited, because this is about unlocking human potential. And now employees have the ability to pass that goodness on to their customers. But in order to bring that to life, they need the right tools to be able to service their customers. And that is what I'm going to talk about next, how ServiceNow can help you create amazing customer experiences. Now, let's face it, customer experience, it's an emotional issue for people. When you have a great, a delightful customer experience, it raises the bar and raises the expectation on every other customer experience you're going to have. And it can drive incredible loyalty. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like those delightful customer experiences, they're few and far between. By show of hands, I'm curious, just in the last few weeks alone, how many of you have had an experience that hasn't gone very well for something you thought should be really simple? I know that's happened for me. Whether it's a delivery that's gone AWOL, an inability to get a simple status update, or just simply getting the wrong stuff, it leaves us frustrated. And then when we reach out to the company to try to get help, when we access the support team, the frustration only grows. Here we are, finding ourselves in this complex menu, trying to navigate to get to an agent, And when we finally get to the agent, we have to repeat the same case information over and over again. Now we know it's not the agent's fault, and if you're like me, you apologize to the agent right when you get on the phone. But it doesn't matter because we're still frustrated. And that is bad for business. A recent study from PwC said 1 out of every 3 individuals was willing to walk away from a brand that they love due to a bad customer experience. 1 out of every 3. Put simply, customers leave when it's hard to get things done. But easy is hard. Experiences need to be frictionless and effortless, and oftentimes that requires stitching together multiple parts of the organization to get it right. Sure, simpler requests can be handled leveraging self-service, but where it gets tricky is that the critical issues often can't be resolved by the front line alone. The more complicated requests, they require coordination across teams and across departments. And that's where customer effort can skyrocket and customer experience suffers. But that's also where the Now platform comes into its own. Because now when a customer does reach out, and it could be via any channel, mobile, text, chat, doesn't matter. That platform is immediately there to connect all the systems, all the data, all the processes, so that whoever needs to solve this problem can access the information they need and work quickly and transparently. Put simply, with ServiceNow, you can harness the power of your whole company to serve the customer. What's amazing to me is that the Now platform is already being used by so many different customers to create amazing experiences. Vodafone, they gave their agents a 360-degree view of the customer and saw a 25% increase in customer satisfaction. Xerox, they saw a 25% repair efficiency improvement. Lloyds Bank, they saw direct debit refund cases being processed in under 3 minutes. That's down from 3 days. You want to hear more? Because Coca-Cola Europe offloaded 40% of their cases to automation, and 7-Eleven has seen a 93% reduction in case volumes. Think about all that incredible human potential that's now been unlocked to serve your customers. And what's incredible about these statistics is that they're across geographies, they're across industries, they're across sectors. But instead of me telling you what people are doing on the Now platform, let me bring on our last guest to tell you about it firsthand. Please join me in welcoming Senior Vice President of IT Customer Service at Siemens Healthineers, Jochen Hostalka.
Morning.
Jochen, thank you so much for being here. So, you're the Senior Vice President of IT Customer Service. Can you tell us some of the challenges you faced at Siemens Healthineers?
Yes, I can, Erika. So, Siemens Healthineers is a global leading medtech company. And as that, we have set us the mission to pioneer breakthroughs in healthcare for everyone, everywhere. So it means we have systems around the world and customers around the world, actually in every country on this planet. My boss keeps saying we even have more systems in more countries than the United Nations count as countries. So given that fact, you can imagine that our IT landscape was very fragmented, and it was a challenge to bring our strategy alive. The strategy is to transform our customer service business from on-site to online. Given that fact, we really were struggling to make that happen. We have a good and really leading service business, but we saw challenges for our future in the online world.
I mean, that's an incredible challenge, all these fragmented systems. So how do you go about resolving it?
Yeah, the resolving part starts with, we figured out we need to reduce our IT footprint. We need to reduce the number of systems and get rid of the mindset of building an application for every use case with a different technology. So we wanted to focus on key technologies and put one platform in the middle to actually manage our digital workflows and bring our stuff together to create really transparency and make the workflow between all of them.
Make the work flow. So is that why you chose ServiceNow as the platform to address this challenge?
At the beginning, when we were reaching out to the market and we researched what we wanted to take, we figured out that with ServiceNow, we already have a lot of solutions that are on the platform existing that really help us a lot. Yeah, and we don't have to invent all that stuff on our own. And with that, we said this could be the platform that connects all of us and gives us the transparency we need.
And you use field service management to make that happen.
Exactly. So one of our latest achievements is that we have built a new digital service with a completely new business model. It brings together the supply and demand of the healthcare business. Actually, it takes care of managing the staff shortage in the hospital. So when you have a scan and the people have a shortage in staff and the scan cannot be made, now we have a supply for that hospital, and it makes a remote person scan on the scanner in that hospital, and the patient care and the treatment can start. So we are very proud of that, and we actually built that in field service management.
I love it. I don't think there is anything more important. Jochen, thank you so much for being here to share your story.
Thanks a lot.
Now we're going to take a look at how Jochen plans on using field service management to help connect hospitals with the technicians that they need. Dispatcher Workspace brings new speed and efficiency by making scheduling easy and by giving field technicians the right information to provide great service to their customers. Let's take Luke here. He manages a team of technicians that service medical equipment in clinics, in hospitals, and in doctors' offices. Luke starts his day with the most tedious tasks of his job already completed. That's because dynamic scheduling automatically assigns all of his team's tasks, optimizing the scheduling by looking at the skills of his team, by looking at the most effective routes, and by even understanding the availability of parts. As the technicians in the field accept work orders and start travel, Luke can see their activities, whether it's a maintenance visit or the installation of a new imaging system. Visual clues, like the ones turning blue, help him to easily see the status of his entire team. Now, when the unexpected happens, which it often does, Luke can quickly adjust the team's assignments. Here, we can see that a hospital has an MRI down. Patients are stacking up, the hospital is losing money, and most importantly, patient care suffers. Even though all the technicians are already booked, Luke needs to reprioritize due to this urgent issue. Thomas, he happens to be nearby. So Luke changes the task on his schedule by dragging it like this, and then Dispatcher Workspace uses auto assignment to reassign all the impacted tasks so that no other customer commitments are missed. In the field, Thomas has all the pertinent information updated on his phone. He reviews recent services that have been done on this particular system. And from this recent history, he knows how to service this particular machine. Accepting the new assignment, he gets ready to make the repair. And good news, he has all the information he needs, from the repair instructions to the technical knowledge articles. This is the core of what field service management is all about, providing a frictionless and effortless customer experience every single time. Technology excellence, employee experience, customer experience, they are all here for you to unlock. But as I mentioned early on, we are invested in you getting the value from all of this incredible technology. See, even though we're a technology company, we know that all the technology in the world doesn't matter if it's not implemented in the right way and doing what it's designed to do. We must get you the value you need. And that's why I am thrilled to share with you for the first time ever on stage at Knowledge, our newly launched customer value acceleration tool, ServiceNow Impact. Customers like you designed Impact from the ground up. What it helps you to do, realize value faster. It gives you prescriptive guidance so you know what steps to take on the journey, and it even enables you to fill in the technical skills gaps on your teams. I strongly encourage you to visit the expo floor next door, where we have a specific value acceleration section where you can see ServiceNow Impact really come to life. So as I wrap up, a few key takeaways that I want to talk about. Bill started by talking about how our biggest challenges can be our greatest opportunities. We learned that the Now platform is the platform for digital business, and CJ and Amy demonstrated incredible innovation like the Next Experience and the hyperautomation. And then I had the privilege of showcasing customer stories that talk about how we can make amazing experiences together that engage your employees and delight your customers. I want to thank all the customers that were on stage today. Karen from CVS Health, Jochen from Siemens Healthineers, Todd from Expedia, and Microsoft, an amazing customer and an incredible partner. We have an incredible 2 days in front of us. This conference is for you, so let's enjoy the show. Thank you.